Research has reported that the average cost of rehabilitation for a stroke victim is $24,672. A random sample of 35 victims is selected at the hospital, and the average cost is found to be $25,226, with a standard deviation of $3,251. And we want to test this claim at 1% significance to know, at this particular hospital, is there a difference from what we found, the 25,226, and what was expected, the 24,672. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put together our null and alternative hypothesis. We know that our null is always going to be mu equals. In this case, they're stating that that's the average. So that's going to be my null hypothesis. Then the question on the bottom, is there a difference? They're not specifying more or less, so we're going to go with the not equal to in this case. This would be what we call the two-sided test because of the not equal to. Well, if I draw myself a picture of my normal curve, a two-sided test is going to cut a little bit off both sides. Since we're talking 1% significance, we would cut 0.5% off of both sides. Now, just like we've done before with confidence intervals, I'm going to use my inverse norm to come up with these two numbers, negative 2.58 and positive 2.58. And these numbers here are what we referred to earlier as our critical values. So now we're going to go through and use the information that we have, and we're going to come up with our test statistic. And that, this case, is our z-value. So we're going to take the 25,226, subtract the mu that we expected, and divide by our standard error. And what we're looking at here is how far away is that value that we got, the 25,226, from what was expected. Is there a significant difference? When I put this all in, I'm going to get a test statistic of positive 1.01. Well, if I look at my chart, if I look at my picture that I drew, 1.01 falls in here. It falls in what we call the non-critical region. Because it falls in the non-critical region, we're unable to reject my null hypothesis. Since we're unable to not reject that, this data does support the idea that the average rehabilitation cost is $24,672. So this does support what they claimed. Now let's go back and look at this again. We found the difference. When we looked at 35 victims, we found the number up here that is obviously not the same. It's higher than the 24,672. But what our data is saying is, yes, it's higher, but it's not significantly higher. It's not high enough to warrant that there is absolutely a difference between the two. Because they're relatively close, we can support the idea that the average cost is $24,672.